Here's what you not gonna do. Here's what you not gonna do. Not around me. Tighten up when I come through. Tighten up when I come through. I come through. Here's what you not gonna do. 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 Tighten up when I come. 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 Here's what you not gonna do. 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 Tighten up when I come. Tighten up when I come. Tighten up when I come.
Tea in the shade. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Alrighty, so good afternoon. To all those that are not aware, I'm getting ready to do an interview with the young lady. If you haven't seen the video on my page, go watch it. I posted it again this morning. It's with the young lady Nikki, who got the gun put on her and got assaulted by the gentleman in the video, the one who says he's a music producer or whatever he's supposed to be. So I'm sure you've probably seen the video. If you haven't, it's on my page. The young lady's name is Nikki, and she is here to answer all your questions. All I ask is that you guys please keep it respectful. Anyone that's being disrespectful will be blocked. Like I said, she's here to answer any question you guys have about the ordeal that she was a victim to. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Nikki on now. Nikki will be joining us shortly. Like I said, just please be respectful. She's here to answer your questions respectfully. Hey, gorgeous.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? Can you hear me okay?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can. Yes, ma'am. How are you doing, my sister?
I'm doing better. I'm doing a lot better.
I'm glad to hear it. I know it's really troubling mentally, a lot more than physically sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to first apologize that you even had to be a victim of the cowardness. It's just, it's just really sad that you had to deal with such a coward.
Right.
But absolutely, I wanted to basically, bring you on because I know I had a lot of questions. I know other people have a lot of questions. So first and foremost, I hope that you're okay. That's most important. And like I warned everyone, we're going to keep it respectful, but if they have, you go ahead and you got the floor, you go ahead and explain and just go over what happened. And then respectfully, if people have questions and you want to answer them, then by all means.
Yeah. So, I mean, this was hard for me to even let it be known that something like that had happened to me because I had felt weak. And I'm normally a really strong person. I get up, I handle my business. I have girls that I work with. I got over 3,000 girls that I work with nationwide, And for me to get hit on my driveway by somebody that I trusted and that was like a brother to me, like for real, like I really look out for him. Any deals that I got from, endorsements or anything, I would always bring him into it. I believe in hard work. And I believe in hard work pays off. So I couldn't believe that this incident occurred and why it did.
If you don't mind, could you explain a little bit about what happened, what brought him, not that he had any excuse, but what brought it to that boiling point?
So we had never gotten into it before. I've never seen this side of him before at all. I asked the girl, Jasmine, she was also my client. She was staying in my home and we were like freaking frack. Like we were, like she was almost like my little sister and I was helping her in her career as well. So she stayed at the house. They started dating a couple of months later and she started acting completely different. She started walking into my home, rolling her eyes, or I'd be like, hey, Jazz. She'll give me like a hey, you know, like that wasn't normal for us. So
Right.
when I started seeing that behavior, I was just like, okay. I sent her a text message and I was like, look, Jazz, I don't think my home is the best for you. I still think that you're a beautiful
Right,
girl.
because you have to protect yourself first and foremost. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I just feel like I couldn't go to sleep around her, you know?
Right.
So at the end of the day, yeah, you know, don't worry about June's rent. Don't worry about June's rent. Just go ahead and, you know, I'm gonna give you 30 days to get your things and to find a new place.
Right. And so just so I understand, this was someone that you opened your home to, didn't have to, because obviously I don't know a lot, but my understanding, my personal understanding,
Hmm.
if this, I don't know how long she knew him or how long they were dating, but my understanding is if this is a young lady that didn't have anywhere to go and you're supposed to be her man, then as part of being her man, you're supposed to be her protector, her provider, her safety net. Why weren't you, as a man, providing this young lady somewhere to stay?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's my first question. Like, why, you're supposed to be a man, why aren't you providing this young lady somewhere to stay? Why is this young lady, like, living in someone else's home, being, I mean, I'm not going to call her a burden. I don't know if she was a burden. It turned into a burden is what it's sounding like.
Yeah, yeah. Because like I said, we
So,
used to do everything together. Like she was like my little sister. I was helping her with her career. She's a gorgeous girl, and she's very unique, you know, in her style. So I knew that that was something that we could work together and work towards building her career. And everything
right.
just went sour.
That's really, I mean, what has she said about this entire situation? Like, has she reached out to you? Has she apologized? Is she taking his side? Like, what does she have to say?
Well, actually, the funny part about it was she actually texted me and she said that I have something coming in your mail. After the whole situation, like she didn't acknowledge that it happened. She didn't say, "Are you okay?" She didn't say none of that. She said, "I got something in the mail and I need to get it."
Wow. Wow. I mean, because she needs to take some responsibility as well. You know what I mean? Because that's, you opened your home to her and she brought this person to your doorstep and she needs to take some responsibility. Like, her acting like nothing happened. Oh, I got something in the mail. Sis, no, you're not, because now you got something coming to the trash. But that's neither here nor there. It's like, how dare you? You know what I mean? And I've
It was a
reached
lot
out
of
to her
audacity.
personally. I personally reached out to her myself, and I have to say she wasn't really, yeah, she didn't really, what's the word I'm looking for? She didn't really make me feel like she cared.
She doesn't. She doesn't care. She just wants to, and this is what's most heartbreaking about it. Um, is that this is somebody that I trusted in my home.
Right.
And you could care less what had happened to me that day. She lied to me and told me that she was coming by herself with movers, and it was with Adrian, AD, which is our nightlife. It was with him, and she knew that we had an issue the day before on the reason why he wasn't able to come to my house. So she tricked me.
Wow. That shouldn't have
Yep.
even,
She did
I
bring him
mean,
there. DJ Dope Boy Fresh, she did bring him there. And I posted the screenshots of that.
I'm so, like, I really, I mean, I'm disgusted with him, but I'm also disgusted with her. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand how, as a woman, you could allow this to happen, not take responsibility, not take accountability, not even apologize. I mean, I just don't understand her position in all this. I mean, I really don't understand, especially considering from what you're describing, you and her were like thick as thieves, but she took his, like, what did she think? Why did she think it was more beneficial to take his side than to take your side? I mean, and then I didn't post it, I didn't see it, I didn't care to post it, But I did see something where he posted something that said, post the whole video, not just a portion. And I said to myself, we saw all we needed to see. Like, what more needed to be posted? We posted all we needed to see. Like, what did he want us to say? That made me madder about the situation.
They
Because
don't
I'm like,
care.
what else was there to see, sweetie? We saw the most important part.
They don't care. He's talking about when I went outside and I actually seen him in front of my yard, because I thought the car was just running. So I go look and I said, oh, you're at my house. Are you really at my house? Like, I can't believe you're here right now. Like, didn't I tell you yesterday to stay away from me? And now you're over here in my house with your cousins? That's what he's talking about.
That really made me mad. Like, when I read it on another page, and I was just like this is his position. Like, he hasn't said, and I know he sees the comments on his page because he's deleting them, you know, as much as he can. They're coming in fast, but I see he's deleting them. But it was just, and I don't know where that post came from. Like I said, I didn't see it. I saw it on another page with him posting like, oh, post the whole video. Wherever it was, he took it down fast because I haven't seen it on his page, because I've been on his page every day. And I even reached out to him, and he blocked me, which was ridiculous on his part because I have numerous pages. So you can't run and hide. Like, you're a coward, but don't be
well, that's what he did
up.
after the incident. A lot of people asked why I didn't call the police. I did. My neighbors actually called the police, and it was like a SWAT team in front of my house because it was done in broad daylight.
That was my first question. Like I said, I was telling people last night, I don't want to assume, I don't know what happened, but that was my biggest thing. Like, why isn't he in jail? There's obviously proof of assault, of him being armed. I mean, why didn't the police intervene?
So the police did intervene, and when they got here, he had left Jazz here. He left when he did all of that, and my neighbors was coming outside. I'm like, call the police, because at that moment I can't think nor can I see, because the left side of my face was shattered.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So the left side of my face was completely shattered, and I was in shock. Like, I couldn't even move anywhere else.
Oh my goodness.
So I heard my neighbors say, I'm like, call the police, call the police. He said, we already called him. And he has to turn around to get out of my neighborhood. Okay, so it's only one way in, one way out. So he's coming out of my neighborhood, and he tells my neighbor that I'm lying.
Wow.
I'm standing there with my face like this big, and he tells him that I'm lying. And then I never revealed that I had the video of what happened until like 2 weeks later. And he tried to do his best to say that he never hit me.
Oh, so now he wasn't aware of the video. So now he's trying to do damage control. Wow, it's absolutely ridiculous. Let me I'm trying to block these idiots as fast as I can.
It's okay.
But let me see what questions.
I seen somebody said that I was paid to be quiet. I was never paid to be quiet.
Alrighty, here is the
that never happened.
Question. All right, so here's the first question. Or it's more of a message, I guess. I hope that the incident doesn't stop you from helping others. You seem like you have a good heart.
It didn't. It didn't. I still help people. I'm always going to be me. I'm more cautious about who I let in my personal space, but to help someone doesn't cost me anything.
That's beautiful. Like, are the police planning to do anything? Like, is there, like, what's kind of happening in that aspect of it? If you don't mind me asking, if it's something that's kind of like ongoing and you can't talk about it, I understand that as well. I definitely don't want you to divulge any information that can be detrimental in a court case.
Right.
So if you can't answer those questions, I understand.
Yeah, I think that the court of public opinion did the best to him. I think that with going further with the police, that I'm gonna just let them do their jobs. They actually called me since the video was dropped and said that they're gonna get back on it. I guess because there was so many calls down to the police station.
Okay.
But I've been working on and off with a police officer since then.
Okay, at least I mean, trust me, I have absolutely no faith in our justice system, but I guess the most that we can ask for right now is at least they're taking this extremely serious. Because I mean, we all saw the video, and this guy is definitely someone that doesn't need to be on the street, because if he'll do that to you, imagine what he'll go do. If he'll do that to someone that he knows and someone he's supposed to care about, imagine what he'll do to some random woman in the street.
Well, I've gotten with the other women that he's done this to, and I will also be bringing them to court with me.
Oh my goodness, so there's other victims.
Yeah, I had no idea until I posted the video.
Wow. So other women have probably reached out to you like, hey, that, you know, this guy kind of has a history of it.
Correct.
Wow, that's
I had no idea.
There has to be I really want to know the reason this man is not off the, like, he needs to be taken off the streets. He is just not.
I agree.
He's going to really hurt someone.
Yeah, I didn't even think he was built like that. Honestly.
You never know. I mean, I'm not going to say you know. Sometimes you don't know. You think you know people.
And
especially
you don't know
when
at all.
I've learned, when you know people in your younger life, like in your teens, and when you get older and you get into adulthood, those people are not the same people you knew when you were 17. Now you're 25. They're completely different people. And it's like you didn't know they had this side of them. Well, that was different because they were teenagers. Now they're adults. And they can completely be two different people. And it can be shocking to you, especially from someone you've known for so long. But it's really heartbreaking for that to happen, especially like it's someone you knew and trusted. And it's like you go through stages where you first think, okay, what could I have done different? But it's not your fault.
That's what I had to come to terms with. That's the reason why a lot of people ask me, why did I decide to drop the video yesterday and not when it happened? And I had to take time to heal from it. I knew that I have people that love me and that would have reacted right then and there. And I didn't want to take any of my people off the street for this clown, this coward.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Someone that's not worth my friends doing anything to. I'll see you in court and I'll let the world know about you. I'm not putting my hands on you or nothing, just like I did in that day.
And that's literally what I was saying. Like, I was talking to everyone last night, and I told them, I was like, I have a lot of questions too, but that was my first assumption. Because especially as Black people, the last thing we want to do is call the police on another Black person. But when you're put in that kind of situation, it's like you kind of have to, because this person is a danger to me. He's been a danger to others. He's going to continue to be a danger. And he just needs to be removed from society. Like, I really, you know, if they don't do something about him and take him off the streets, we're going to be reading about him murdering someone.
Right. Well, apparently from the girl that's coming to court with me, you know, she said that he's beating up Jazz and she was trying to give her a way out. And he pulled a gun on her and said that Jazz better not leave and you need to go.
Oh my goodness. And I've noticed, and I don't know how much, I mean, I know you said you knew him. I don't know how much of this that you know, but I've noticed on his page that he seems to be in the music business. So is that my assumption that he's working with like rappers? And if he is, then I guess my question is, are these people that he's working with aware of this behavior? Do they condone this behavior? Have they tried to do anything to help him change this behavior? Or are they aware and they're just like, it's not my business?
I actually got a few calls from people that work with him. And they said that they didn't know, because I didn't tell anybody. You know, I told a few people that was in our circle, like my mom, because I didn't know how to handle it. My girlfriends knew, you know, but not anybody that we worked with. Because I was extremely, you know, I was embarrassed. And I felt weak and I felt like I couldn't share my story. I didn't want to be blackballed, like, oh, she's, you know, trying to go against them and talk about something. They've been friends. You know, I didn't I didn't want that. So when I dropped the video, that's when everybody found out, including my brothers, cousins, like everybody found out 2 days ago.
I mean, the other women that were victims to this as well, I mean, I know you've talked to them. Have they kind of told you, like, I mean, because they probably, I would have to assume that they're extremely appreciative of you because it's happened to them. And I would have to, I mean, I'm assuming, I don't know, they don't have like video proof of this. So this
Right.
may have happened to a woman that went and told somebody her story and she wasn't, you know, they didn't believe her.
They didn't believe her.
But now it's on tape. It's in your face. You cannot deny that this man is an abuser of women. So how are these other women, like, how do they feel about that?
Well, they're glad that I got it on tape. And they said, you finally got his ass. You know, the fact that he didn't know that I had it on tape was another thing, you know, because I just heard throughout the industry how he talked about me, how he didn't want people to work with me, you know, and I had to fight through all of that. But the people that he worked with, you know, bringing it back to what you said earlier, the people that he works with, they have called me. They have expressed their full support. I know a lot of deals will not be going through for him at the moment because of what happened, you know, and that is much appreciated for me because he stopped my bag for 2 weeks. My face was completely shattered.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. And it was no apology. We had been, you know, around. He was like my brother, like my family. I know his mom, his daughter, you know, his cousins, and we used to spend every holiday together.
So you know, like, you know him, you know parts of his family. Like, how is his family reacting? Because I know all families are different, and when Black families, they're kind of fickle at times. But I know as Black people, sometimes we tend to like defend our loved ones to the death, no matter how wrong or right they are. Mm-hmm. So how is his family responding to the video? I mean, because it's not an accusation. It's on video. It's in their face. Like, right. How has his family responded to you or, you know, to this whole situation?
Well, his mom, like when it first happened, his mom, it was unbelievable. It broke her heart.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was like a daughter to her, you know?
And not only that, but him doing that is a direct reflection upon the way he was raised. So as his mother, I know she's probably heartbroken, like, where did I go wrong?
That's exactly what she said. She said, I've done everything in my life to make sure that he succeeds. You know, she's the one that actually owns the business. She has done everything in her life to help him succeed. That this was not how she raised him, and she did not approve of it. His cousins reached out after the incident and asked me if I was okay. I haven't heard from them since, and I understand. You know, but they weren't attacking me.
It's okay. That's good to hear because, like I said, as Black people, we have a tendency to defend our loved ones, you know, no matter how much of an idiot or something idiotic that they do. So I'm glad the family wasn't on some, you know, victim blaming kind of thing, because that would have been disgusting. Like I said, it's no denying it. It's in their face. And even if you didn't have it on tape, you were completely bruised and scarred. You didn't do that to yourself.
Right.
So no, like the fact that you have it on tape is like absolutely, like, that was brilliant of you. That was extremely smart because you have it. You have it. You know what I mean? There's no way he could deny it. And there's nothing that he can say, oh, she did this to me first, or she said that it. Nothing you could have said or have done to him caused that. So I don't know what his defense is supposed to be. I really don't care. To me, he doesn't have one. But it's, like I said, it's on videotape.
To try to defend it hurts even worse.
Right. Like, what? You know, that's why I said when I read that thing that he posted, like, oh, tell her to post the whole video. What did you defend? Like, what part did she need to post for us to say it was okay for you to do what you did to her? Like, what is it that she didn't post that would have changed our minds? Oh, she deserved it. Like, that's almost what it made me feel like. Like he was saying, oh, well, if she show you this part, you'll see that I was justified. And that was absolutely, that made me madder that made me even more upset about the situation. Because it was like he's already working on this justification thing.
It was the ultimate act of betrayal.
Absolutely.
It was the ultimate act of betrayal. I have never felt that in my life. I was really scared. I was in disbelief. And I just know that God was with me that day.
Oh my goodness. Was this the first time that you had saw him get to this level of like abuse
ever? Like there's rappers that have punked him on set. You know what I'm saying? There's rappers that he put all this together. He just walked right off on set. You know, the rapper that walked right off on set and left AD standing there. Like there was no energy. I've never seen him like that with nobody like that at all. And he had all this energy and hate towards me. Like it was so much rage and you know, fuck you. You know, like he was really like going in on me. And I totally forgot my own security camera was right there. So it wasn't nobody recording it. It was my security camera. Thank God.
What got him to that point? Like I understand you explained like she was living there and it was one of these things that they were like so tumultuous and you just wanted that away from you. But why did he turn his anger towards you to that effect that he literally like hit you and pulled the gun? Like the gun, I just don't understand it. Like why? Why was he that angry with you? Like what did you do? Not that like you had to do anything, obviously, but why was he that angry with you?
Okay, so what's not being posted, because I did say a long story short. So the day beforehand is when he called me about her moving out and all of that stuff. And I said, you know, AD, this is really none of your business. What goes on in my household, you are my client, and I don't care if this is your girlfriend. I will not feel the way that I'm feeling with her in my home. So, you know, mind your business. He says to me, you know what, you're right. You're right. And hangs up the phone fast. He calls me back about 20 minutes later and he tells me, you know what, you're not a right fit for my company. So I don't think we should continue doing business. And I said, okay, that's fine. You know, I don't have a problem with that. Just pay me what you owe me. Send me my check. And we're done.
Right.
And he said, I don't owe you shit. I'm not giving you shit. And I said, excuse me? I said, you're not giving me the money that I worked for?
Right. What?
Like, you just took it that far? I'm like, you're not gonna give me my money? I'm not giving you shit. I said, well, you know what, AD, don't worry about it. I'll take you to court. And that's what set him off.
Because you told him that you were going to court to fight for something that was owed to you. He got mad.
It was already mine.
Wow.
You want to discontinue business, you have to close out business. No matter, like in business, no matter what your personal feeling is towards someone, you pay them out.
Absolutely.
You pay, you know, I don't owe anybody. You know, I pay my people. I do what I'm supposed to do, whether I like you or not. I don't see any comments anymore.
Probably because I've cut them off, most of them. I'm trying to get, because like I'm really trying to, I apologize, I'm trying to weed through the idiots. So you probably see me hiding a lot of them.
Well, I don't even see it going up anymore.
Hold on. Let me, okay, that should, okay. Let me see if we have any more questions for, I hate that. I can only imagine. I think you've answered most of these. Are you going to the police to make a report? Yeah, you've answered most of these questions. Nikki, was he on drugs?
No, that's another thing. Like, AD doesn't do drugs. You know, he might smoke some weed or whatever, but I've never seen him do anything hard.
And even if he was, I mean, I guess people are trying to find an explanation as to why. You know what I mean? But there's no explanation. Like she already said, I reiterate, he was mad because she decided not to do business with him anymore. She was like, okay, well, he decided not to do business with her. And she said, run me my coins, and he got mad. So it was nothing that he wasn't on drugs. He wasn't like there's no reason behind his animalistic behavior. He was mad because he didn't want to run sis her coin.
Right. And
And she
then
told him she was gonna sue his ass. And he
right.
knew
And then when I went
what.
outside, he wasn't even supposed to be in my neighborhood. And that's the text message that you see from Jasmine. That she said she was coming along with movers. I allowed her to do that. Now in the state of Georgia, because she lived with me, she has the right to come to the house. She has the right to remove her belongings. She has the right to come whenever she pleases. So I had to make nice and make sure that she got her things. For the
Right.
situation that unfolded, I could have never seen that from either one of them.
And so is she still in a relationship with him, far as you know? Because far as everything I've seen, she's still in a relationship with him.
Yeah, and from what the other young lady that's going to be in court with me said, that they're having physical issues, and I could just pray for her, pray for them both.
But this is a relationship that's kind of new to her, right? She hasn't been with him for a while, right? From what I've learned.
Their relationship was based on hate. The hate for me. That's the only thing that they got in common.
Wow.
Yeah.
You didn't do any. I don't understand why I mean, obviously she's taking his side. She also needs to realize that she's his victim. But I don't understand why she's mad with you like you did something. You opened your door to her when you didn't have to. Because you don't owe her anything, friend or not. Like sister, friend, I don't care who you are. You don't owe anyone anything. The fact you open your home to her and then this happened to you. And I mean, even if it was her choice to stay with him, hey, mom, that's your choice. You make those choices. But you still, hey, I'm so sorry, like, anything. But she's taking his side as if you did something wrong, or as if there's not video proof of him abusing you. Like, I don't understand as a woman how she can feel this way.
Well, honestly, what I've come to terms with is she's mentally ill, because there's no way that makes any sense. She's known how much I've done for her. She knows the times where she didn't have anything to eat. I was there. And it's not to say that I'm putting it on blast because I want to show her bad side, but let's not forget the things that I've done for you and how much I've actually been there.
Right. And oh my goodness, these idiots. Oh my goodness. I don't have time for the morons. That's what, and I mean, I am absolutely sorry. I really want to see this brought to justice. I really am going to keep in touch with you because I really want to see this brought to justice, because I feel like this person is dangerous and he really needs to be taken off the street. I mean,
yeah,
like, I guess I have
got a lot of audacity. He's got a lot of audacity, and he's like, like, he really doesn't care. Like, I was your sister at one point.
Right. And men like him, especially if he's done this to other women and he's gotten away with it, they develop, if he already wasn't that way, they develop a sense of narcissism. And you know what I mean? They're really smug because they feel like if I've gotten away with it once, then I'm going to get away with it 9 more times. So they don't feel like anything's going to happen to them. And that's why they can continue to behave this way. And it's absolutely ridiculous because I didn't know he was a music producer. I didn't know anything about him. I learned about him in the last couple of days. But my thing was, that was my first question. Like, if he's a music producer, he's done this before, the people that he was working with are aware of this, how can they even condone this behavior or want to work with him? Like, there's no way in hell I would want to be involved with a person. You know what I mean? Especially if you're working with music and you have a brand. Like, why do you want to be involved with a woman beater? Like, I would not want to do business with him at all.
I don't think anybody knew. I don't think that they knew to the extent until, like, people can say, like how we said before, you could say whatever you want. But when there's actual proof of what you did, that made the difference. Because a lot of these girls, they want to be famous. A lot of the girls that we deal with, they want to be famous. They'll do anything to get to the top. And it's a scary situation where they can make up things. So sometimes you got to take what they say with a grain of salt.
Right.
If you don't have any real proof.
There's a lot, and I've been going to his page And obviously you dropped the video a couple of days ago. We've seen it. I've been on his page, just reading the comments, leaving my own little comments to him as well.
Right.
But I've seen people that are still like big upping him in the comments. Oh, you know, this and that, and you this and hot this and this. And I'm like, I know y'all seen the video. It's been on my page. I've posted it 3 different times. I know I've seen it on another a bigger page than mine. So y'all seen this video, but then yet and still y'all still in his comment section big upping him like he's some, like that means y'all are condoning this behavior.
You know what? And that's okay. Just stay away from me with that. Like, people that think like that don't get far in life at all. You know, this is somebody I want everybody to know, like, this is somebody that I truly loved as family. This is somebody that I created a bond with, and this is somebody that I helped his career. He didn't help mine, I helped his career.
Right.
You know, so before I went with him, I was working with BET.
Wow. So you could have definitely, I mean, you helped his career. You could have helped him make moves, network, and
Yeah,
like you said, you helped him.
Yeah.
Where can the video is on my page. I posted it this morning. I posted it yesterday. I posted it 3 times. If you haven't seen this video, it's a really trigger warning. So it's really disturbing, but it is on my page. Nikki, you're going to win at the end. Jazz going to regret the way she done you. His karma is coming. Continue to shine. I mean, yes, because you know what? After he's done with Nikki and he's discarded her or whatever the case, who is she going to have to turn to? You know what I mean? Like this, I mean, if she's mental, then the last thing she should want is like, come to you like, hey, Nikki, like, I'm so sorry this happened. I had to get away from him, but we can heal together. You know what I mean? Because once this is all said and done and she decides she's done with him or he discards her, whatever happens first, once she burns all the bridges, where is she going to have to turn to after that?
Right. I was warned about her several times before I became her manager, but I mean, I wasn't trying to believe what people had to say. You know, I just knew how she treated me, and that's what I went with, and I should have been way more careful. Way more careful.
So oh my goodness. I mean, where was she living before she came to live with you, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what was her situation?
She was living with another girlfriend. I guess she felt like it was just more beneficial to me to live with me because I was closer to the city. She was like way out, you know, probably about an hour away from Atlanta. And I live 15 minutes from Atlanta.
Okay, so she just kind of wanted to be closer to where the magic happens, as they would say.
Correct. But she hadn't paid the girl. I remember she hadn't paid the girl that she had stayed with for 2 months. So I gave her like 6 jobs to be able to cover that.
So you say she hadn't paid the girl?
That she was staying with.
Wow. So is it one of these things that she just kind of bounces from like pillar to post, like, hey, let me go stay here for 6 months. Oh, I'm not going to pay. Oh, they expecting their money. Let me go stay here for 6 months. Like, is that kind of what she's doing? Like couch surfing, as they call it, or squatting, I guess I should call it.
I think that it was hard for her to make more money to pay the rent because she was so far out. So she doesn't have a car. You know, everything was Uber. So it takes money for her to actually move. You know, I think that her roommate was really understanding because she knew her situation. At first, she had told me that her roommate was, you know, taking her around everywhere, but I guess she used all of that up. You know, when someone does something for you, you don't want to keep doing it over and over and over again, like abusing that situation.
You know what? I mean, she's a pretty girl. I won't take that away from her.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
But as sometimes certain people, how can I say this? I don't want to offend anyone, so I apologize in advance if this comes out wrong. But sometimes we have to humble ourselves, because if you don't have means to get money and you know you need somewhere to stay, I mean, Walmart is always hiring. Okay, Sam's Club is always hiring. Uber, I mean, you don't have a car, okay, you can't drive for Uber, fair enough. But I mean, Sam's Club is hiring, Sephora is hiring, Ulta is hiring. I mean, you gotta humble yourself, sis.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you know how to install lace fronts, you can go get a job at any hair store right now. If you, I mean, you don't even really need a special skill to work at Sephora other than to know the difference between concealer and highlighter. Like sis, you gotta, you know what I mean? Like you can't be sleeping on people's couches, not paying them, and when they want their money, you run to the next couch. Like sis, at your age, you need to have your own. Because I don't know if she has any kids
She
or what
doesn't.
her. She doesn't have any kids, so I mean, sis, that means you're only responsible for you. And I
Right.
don't care if it's an efficiency, if it's a 1 bedroom, if it's a studio. I don't care if it's a room that you pay for monthly at the W. You should have a place that you call yours.
Right.
Especially when you don't have any dependents, sis. So,
Right.
I mean, I guess my question to her is like, what life choices are you making to where you don't have a place where you can stick a key in? Especially with not having any kids. Because, I mean, when you just have you, sis, you should be living nicely and comfortably.
Yeah. Being consistent with work.
Right. I mean, because you know what? You have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. I mean, you want to be, guess what? Black China started somewhere. She started in a strip club. You have to start somewhere. Like,
Right.
I mean, you got people, famous people that started at, Eve used to work at Burger King. Like, this
Right.
person, you get my point. Like, you got people, you have to start
I
somewhere.
used to be a shampoo girl. You know?
You know what I mean? Like, exactly. Like, especially if you're not getting up to get the skills that it takes. Like, you have to work something. You can't just wake up and decide, like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna be the Real Housewives stylist today. Like, what have you done to get to that point? You can't just wake up and decide, oh, I'm gonna be a hairstylist today.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of, I just seen it over time. She became a casting director.
Right.
Like,
I'm gonna
I
take a
encourage
page from my
people.
girl.
I
Like
encourage people to do
Tokyo
what they
Vanity
love.
told the girl, like she was like, oh, I'm an A&R. She was like, well, what have you A or R? Like, what have you casted or directed? I mean,
I
you
don't
you
know if it was
know.
to steal my whole identity or what. They were gonna kill me off, bury me, and
Oh
steal my
my,
whole identity.
oh my
They had it
goodness.
all planned out. The white van was outside and everything.
Oh my goodness.
It's unbelievable. I'm laughing because but it was
Right, you
unreal.
have to laugh to keep from crying sometimes, to keep from
Yeah.
like ripping your hair out. You have to laugh sometimes. Cause it's laughable. Cause you have to think like, how is a person this mental to behave this way? It's funny. I mean, I just can't. I think, hey,
It's
butterfly, hey,
comical.
sister. I think I'm mad. I mean, he's definitely disgusting, but I think I'm not gonna say more disgusted with her. I'm just as disgusted with her as I am with him. As if like she was there, beating on you too. I'm just as disgusted with her.
Well, she didn't come to his aid either. She didn't come outside like 80 stop or y'all should be out here. She didn't do none of that.
Wait, Nikki, wait. She was there when this happened?
Yes.
What? Okay, see,
Yes.
I didn't know that. So she was on the premises when this happened.
Yes. She was coming to get her stuff.
So you telling me, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Maybe I wasn't paying attention to you. Forgive me. I missed that part. I don't know why my mind said I don't know why I told myself she wasn't there. So she was on the premise.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way in hell. I don't care who you are. You could be I don't even have to know you. But if I see a man that's beating you and I know I have access to certain variety of kitchen knives, that's not going to go down in my presence.
Well, you got to look at it like this. He was her next come up. He was her meal ticket, not knowing that he didn't have any money. Barely. He'd do videos for $1,200.
Oh my goodness. She was there. I mean, did she at least try to call 911?
No.
Oh my goodness. She didn't try to come out and say, hey, like.
She said she was coming by herself and with movers. She
Far as
came
I'm
to my
concerned,
house.
far as I'm concerned, she was aware of what he was coming there for. She was aware that he came there with the gun. Because let me ask you, did she ride over there with him or was she
Yeah,
already there?
yeah, she rode over here with him.
So she's just as guilty. She knew he had the gun. She knew what he was coming over there for. She knew his level of anger all the way over there. And
In the
I'm sure
beginning
on
of
the
the
ride
video,
there, she set this up. She is just as much as blame as him. And
in
she
the,
needs to be locked up right along with him.
right. In the beginning of the video, you hear them laughing as she's getting out of the car.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I can't say that they were laughing about me. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, what's so funny?
I mean, right, like you're in a car with a gun going to assault someone. What is there to laugh about? Why are y'all making light of this? She was just as much aware because, like I said, she knew he had this gun and she could have did anything. She didn't have to get in the car. She could have said, okay, well, I'm telling you what, Adrian, if you get in the car with that gun, you're not going to make it to Nikki's house because I'm calling the police and they're going to get you before you get to that woman's house. She could have did anything to stop this. So I hold her just as responsible as him. And I don't care, like, I'm not even going to call it Stockholm Syndrome because she hasn't been with him long enough for me to feel like she has that. So, I mean, she's just as much as blame. And I really hope that she gets charged as an accessory because she was there too.
Right.
She rode over there with him. She was in the car with him with the gun. She was on the premises. She didn't do anything to help. She didn't try to help. She didn't try to call the police. She didn't try to come pull him off. She is just as much as blame, and they need to like lock up right with him. I'm sorry, that's how I feel.
Actually, when I came back inside, I said, "You see what you have done to me? Do you see what you have done?" And you told me that he wasn't come over here. You shouldn't have went outside. You did that to yourself.
That's what she said to you? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So you hit yourself in the face. You pulled a gun on yourself. You assaulted yourself. Like, there's absolutely this. First of all, he has her brainwashed. And it's almost sad. But there's absolutely nothing you could have done in your home where your name is on the lease, where you pay rent, that you could have done for somebody to come to your house with a gun and assault you. Like, what could you have done to cause that? Absolutely nothing. So she is
I have never in my life robbed anybody. I may have gotten in a few fights growing up, but I have never did anything that was fucked up. You know, I've never tried to set anybody up to get killed. I'm not even that type of person. So this was horrifying, and to know that it was done by somebody that slept in my house.
Right. Like, that's what I keep going back to. You allowed this woman to live in your home, and you did not have to. I mean, you're really better than me because I've known people for years. Like my own brother, I wouldn't let anyone related to me stay with me. I'm just that type of person. You can't stay with me because I mean, it's just little things I think about. If we fall out legally, I can't put you out of my house. I gotta go have you evicted. So it's like there's a person in my house now that I can't get rid of that I'm not getting along with, but legally now they're a tenant. So it's just little things I think about. And I'm like, I don't want to put myself in that position. So I've never had a roommate. I've never allowed anyone that I was related to live with me. So for somebody to do that to me, for someone to allow someone to live with them, it takes a very, very strong and kind person because I personally could not do it. I don't have the patience. So for you to do that, it really speaks volumes about what kind of person you are because I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I'm not even going to lie to you, sis. I couldn't.
Yeah, you could even see. I left it up there for people to see. If you scroll down my Instagram, you'll see photos of us. I take good care of people. I treat people how I want to be treated.
I mean, again, I can't express enough of how sorry I am. And I mean, I really want, like I said, I really want this to be brought to justice because he really needs to be taken off the street. I mean, I really wish, sometimes in certain situations, I wish I could get my hands on certain people because I just know what I would do. But somebody told me something last night, that you never know what you'll do unless you're put in certain situations. So I can't say what I would have done, you know what I mean? But I know that you still have to be traumatized, because this is a person that's still on the streets. You know for a fact he has a gun. He knows where you live. And now obviously you have some pending court cases. So you have a pending court case against a person which is already mentally unstable, and he knows where you live, and he has a gun. Mm-hmm. And you have to live with this every single day.
Yeah, I do.
And that alone is really, really scary.
Yeah. A lot of people ask me why I didn't run when he pulled the gun out. And it was just, I remember saying to him, "You're going to have to kill me where I stand."
That literally broke my heart, because I was telling people, and I'm so sorry, like
Yeah, give me a second.
No, Nikki, go take all the time you need. I'm just take all the time you need. While she takes that moment, I just want to tell y'all that y'all came here to be in the comments and be stupid and ridiculous. This is not the time for that. This is something I take very serious, and I don't have time to entertain y'all stupidity and y'all ignorance and y'all need for attention. And I'm really like aggravated by the fact that y'all came in here knowing what this interview was about with this bullshit, and it's really, really making me mad. It's really making me mad, because y'all know what this interview was for. I put it on my page. Y'all knew what we was going to be talking about. And for y'all to come here with this childish behavior and these trolls and this attention, I'm really not on that right now, and it's really making me mad.
That's crazy, because I still can't see none of the comments.
I don't know. Let me make sure I didn't turn them off. I've been reporting a lot of them and blocking them, because they are just on my nerves right now. Let me make sure I didn't turn them off. I may have, to be honest, because I'm just tired of it's just stupid stuff. Like, people knew what this was for. They knew this was planned, and I don't
get what the problem is, though. Like, what are they saying?
Just little, like, I get the trolls, the whole, like, the trolls that like to remind me I'm fat, like I don't know that already. The trolls that like to say,
this is the world that we live in.
The trolls that like to say just disgustingly, like, perverted things. Just ridiculousness. And I'm blocking them.
It took me a lot to post it. I remember telling people about what happened, and they continued to work with him.
That's what's disgusting to me, because like I said, I went on his page and I was looking at the comments, and people still like big up in him. And it's like, y'all seen this video, y'all knew what this monster did. How dare y'all?
I think that might have been from a week ago when he dropped the video, maybe, or was it recent?
I think it was like January 14th was the date on the post.
Yeah, see, I just posted this video. Nobody had seen it.
And he didn't even know it exists.
Well, he knew it exists. He knew it exists when his mom was trying to, like, yo, are you okay? Da, 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 da. And I had let her know, I think this was like 2 weeks after the incident. I had let her know that it was on tape, and I sent it to her.
Wow, so his mom saw it before anyone else did.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Do you know whether or not his mom tried to reach out to him about it?
His mom did. He's kind of, I would say that he tries to tell her what to do. And she is one of the most strongest Black women I've ever met. She's been in the military. She knows her business. She taught me a lot. I can't say anything bad about his mother. I don't know why he chooses to act like that, but I know that's not a representation of his family.
He's being influenced by other things. And I'm like I said, I'm not gonna make excuses for him. I don't know. Maybe he is on drugs that we're not aware of. But again, I'm not gonna make excuses for his behavior. He might not be on anything, but there is, I don't know what this influence and this
I think it's
animalistic
the big
behavior is.
headedness. It's the I'm the director. I got stuff going. All the chicks are gonna like me. You know, he's real matter of fact. If
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't so successful with what I've done for a living, I wouldn't be hanging around, you know?
And he, oh, y'all get on my nerves in these comments. And he, I really hope that this goes as far as it needs to go, because I don't want to see him. I mean, and this might sound terrible to some people, but I don't care. This is how I feel. I don't want to see him succeed. I don't feel like he deserves to succeed. I really don't. And I feel like from this day, the day you release that video, like I said, people have seen it. It's all over social media at this point. So if people still decide to work with him after seeing this video, it's not really going to be a good look for them. Because
No,
I know
because I'm
me
gonna post him
personally,
too.
and
I'm
I
gonna
know me
post him too.
personally, if I find out like any rappers, anyone that is working for him, I'm definitely gonna put that out there in the universe. Like, hey, what the hell is your problem? Have you not seen this video? Why are you working with this person?
Correct.
I'm really not. I could not sit by and watch someone work with him knowing that this happened and they know that it happened. Because at this point, no one can come and say, well, I didn't know. Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
know what I mean? Like I said, I posted it 3 times, and I saw it on another page posted that has like just as many followers as I have.
Mm-hmm. I've seen it on
So,
Spiritual World. I've seen it on Hollywood Unlocked, Tea Tenders. You know, I've seen it a lot of different. I've seen it a lot of different places, but I know that you were the one that supported me first. You know, I know that you were the one that came around like, "Yo, this isn't okay," and I have your back. I was shaking when I posted it.
because I'm one of these people that my followers can tell you, and I know you probably just discovered who I was when I posted it. Someone else actually sent it to me, and then I went and looked at it. I'm the type of person, I don't try to post stuff just to get likes or followers. I really genuinely care about the person. Like when I
Right.
saw this video, I genuinely wanted, like, reached out to you, and I was like, sis, like, I don't care about how many likes the post got. I don't care how many views it got. I cared about you, and were you okay? And were you seeking justice? And was this person away from you? Like, I cared about you. I didn't, you know what I mean? And like, not to talk about other blogs and everything, but they have a tendency to post stuff, get the views, and not care about the person that's involved.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't just throw something up, get your views, and then go on to the next topic. No, like, this is a real living, breathing young lady that's a victim of this. Like, she's
Well,
not just, you know what
unfortunately,
I
that's our
mean?
society. I've seen a lot of, well, you don't know what she did to make him hit her. Like it's never. I think that our generation is changing, and we have to remember that women will never be as strong as men, ever. And it's never okay to hit a woman, no matter what happens. You know, I don't
It
condone
isn't.
women
That's what I
jumping on
said. I
men or
mean,
anything.
I'm a firm believer. No one should put their hands on someone. A woman shouldn't hit a man and vice versa.
Correct.
But at the same time, even I'll give him just this 1 second. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say, you slapped him upside his head. That still did not warrant the amount of abuse that he put upon you. That still did not warrant him pulling a gun on you. You're a whole woman. If a woman slaps you upside the head, a man can hit a woman with enough force in his fist to get the understanding of, don't hit me in my head no more. But again, I don't care. There's nothing, in my opinion, that you could have done to this person to warrant what he did to you.
Correct. I didn't put his life in danger. Mine was in danger. I was in survival mode at that point. And I wasn't going to back down either.
You
You know,
did, and I was trying.
I felt like I was already dead. I don't know if you've ever felt that feeling before, but it's one of the worst feelings in the world.
It really is. Like I know. I mean, I can't say I'm a victim of that kind of violence. I am a rape survivor. So I
Sorry to
kind
hear
of,
that.
you know, well, Instagram is going to shut us down in about 23 seconds, Miss Nikki. So I want to say before they shut us down, I love you. Please stay
Thank
in
you.
touch with me.
I
Please
will.
take all the time you need to heal. I appreciate you taking this time with me. And please, I will definitely be in touch with you. I love you, and I wish you the best. Please keep in touch with me.
Tighten up when I come, tighten up when I come. Here's what you not going, here's what you not going, here's what you not going, here's what you not going. Tighten up when I come, tighten up when I come.